Hello, football lover. Welcome to One Eyes TV. I'm Innovator of Africa, and on this episode, we'll be doing a quick review of the game week 3 of the English Premier League. Trust me, game week 3 was full, was action packed. From VR drama to first win to back-to-back losses. It encompasses everything. So before we would start talking about each match one after the other, I would read the results of the games and matches that were played in game week 3. Chelsea versus Fulham was the opener for the weekend, and Chelsea got a 2-0 victory. Wolverhampton Wanderers lost at home to Everton. The match ended in a 3-2 victory for Everton. Tottenham got their first loss of the season. They lost 1-0 to Bournemouth. Sunderland defeated Brentford 2-1. Manchester United, the Red Devils, finally got their first win of the season against newly promoted side Burnley. The match ended in a 3-2 victory for the Red Devils at the Old Trafford. Leeds United versus Newcastle United played a goalless draw. Forest versus West Ham ended in a 3-0 victory for Graham Potter's boys, that is West Ham. Brighton defeated Manchester City. The Citizen has now lost back-to-back. And the Liverpool versus Arsenal, the biggest match of the weekend, ended in a 1-0 victory for Liverpool. And last but not the least is Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace defeated Aston Villa at home. Emery boys lost at home. The match ended in a 3-0 victory for Crystal Palace. And now talking about the match one after the other, Chelsea versus Fulham was action-packed, and there were controversies as regards the decision of the VR in the match. But at the end of it, Chelsea got the maximum 3 points at home at the Stamford Bridge against Fulham. Let's not forget that last season they did lost against Fulham at home, so it ended in a 2-1. And right now they've corrected and they've changed the narrative by getting the maximum 3 points. Wolverhampton Wanderers as Everton ended in a 3-0 victory for Everton. Everton has now win back-to-back game, and also like it has Jack Grealish heroics into it. Like the former Manchester City attacker is now tearing it up for Everton. And also Wolverhampton Wanderers are the only side in the English Premier League this season that are yet to get a single point. Well, that's very bad for the Wolves. And also they've also made signing of Tolu Arokodare, the Nigerian striker, would start featuring for the new English outfit once the international break over. That might change their fortune, and we'll see how that goes after the international break. Tottenham Hotspur, Thomas Frank has finally lost his first match with Tottenham in the English Premier League. Like Bournemouth defeated them at home at the White Hart Lane Stadium. The match ended in a 1-0 victory, and Sunderland defeated Brentford. The newly promoted side has now won 2 games out of the 3 matches they've played in the English Premier League this season. I think that is a very good sign of a team that is committed, in remaining in the Premier League to come next season. And also Manchester United, the Red Devils, finally got the first win of the season. The match was looking like it was going to end in a draw. It was an end-to-end stuff between Burnley before Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes finally salvaged a point for the Red Devils in the dying minutes when they got the penalty, and the match ended in a 3-2. Now that's a bit of relief for Ruben Amorim boys before the international break, and once the international break ends, they will hope to build on this momentum. And the Premier League this season, they've lost one, won one, and also play a draw. And the next match is Leeds versus Newcastle United. Well, I won't say it's a boring match, but then it ended in a goalless draw for both sides, and Newcastle also are yet to get a win in the Premier League this season. Well, that is a bit worrying. Also, let's see how they turn things around after the international break. West Ham versus Forest is one game that I felt it's a surprise of the game week, because I never expected West Ham, despite how poor their form has been, to defeated to hammer Nottingham Forest 3-0 to not three goals, but then it ended in favor of Graham Potter boys, and finally Graham Potter has been able to get his first win of the season with West Ham United. Also, Brighton add to Manchester City misery. Pep Guardiola has now lost back-to-back Premier League game also this season. We hope the bad form they had has ended last season, but then it's not looking at things are changing soon for the Spanish coach and Manchester City at large. The match ended in a 2-1 victory for Brighton. And also Liverpool versus Arsenal, I would say that's the biggest match of the game week. It was looking like it is going to end in a draw before that fantastic, or let me say majestic, Dominic Szoboszlai free kick that gave the Reds the maximum 3 points at Anfield. And finally, Ateta boys have lost their first away game since November 2024. And Arsenal perfect start to the season ended at Anfield. The last match of the game week was the match between Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. Before this match, Aston Villa has been unbeaten at home for more than 20 games, but then it ended when Glasner's boys stormed the stadium to defeat them 3 goals to nothing. Again, Aston Villa are yet to get their first win of the season, and it's a bit worrying for Una Emery boys. Those are the results, and those are the key happenings. Also, it is worth to know that 3 teams are yet to be beaten after game week 3 of the EPL. Like 17 teams are defeated already. Only 3 teams are yet to taste a defeat, and the first one is the defending champion Liverpool are yet to be beaten. The defending champion are showing champion stuff in the Premier League this season. They've gotten 9 out of 9 points, and it seems that they are easing it. And also Chelsea, the world champion, are yet to taste the defeat. Also, they've gotten 7 out of 9 points. And the last but not the least, which make it the third team that is yet to taste the defeat, is Crystal Palace. Also gotten 5 points out of 9 points, 2 draw and a win, and they are also unbeaten. This is how things is on the English Premier League table after the game week 3. Liverpool maintaining the first position after getting 9 out of 9 points. Chelsea are following them closely with 7 points. The Gunners are third on the log with 6 points, and Spurs are currently fourth on the log with 6 points. And in the bottom 3, we have Fulham with 2 points occupying the 18th position, Aston Villa with 1 point occupying the 19th position, and Wolverhampton Wanderers on 20th on the log. They are the rock bottom with 0 points. And that is how things is at the game week 3 for the English Premier League. Let me know what match surprised you the most, and trust us, stay tuned to this channel for when the international break is over. We'll continue from where we stop. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao. Do have a wonderful day.